all of our listeners out there tonight. Happy Friday, everybody. We've got some Friday night lights in the spring, but it's soccer tonight, and it's your undefeated 8-0 Dowling Catholic Maroons taking on Ankeny. We are bringing you Dowling Catholic Soccer here on Iowa Catholic Radio. I'm Ben Teeling. He's Tanner Kraus with me in the booth. Tanner, great to have you here. Beautiful night. Beautiful Friday in April.
Happy Friday to our listeners out there. Thank you for letting us spend our Friday night with you. Hopefully you're somewhere warm and happy to jump into this matchup because this might be the biggest game of the season so far. As you said, Ben, Dowling Catholic Maroons, number 2 in the state, hosting the Ankeny Hawks, number 3 in the state. Big showdown tonight, Ben. I'm excited.
Very excited, Tanner. It's been a few weeks since we've caught a game here, and the Maroons have been doing a lot of damage in those few weeks. Again, 8-0, no losses, piling on the goals, playing some really, really good defense. On the season, we've given up 4 goals total, 3 of those being penalty kicks. So that's one thing to look out for tonight is how our defense holds up. We've got an Ankeny team that's ranked 3rd in the state, 1 behind us, and they're going to be bringing the firepower tonight.
They're certainly fired up. Ankeny is historically a great program, and Dowling here has, I believe, won this matchup last year, but certainly new year, new season. And as you mentioned, that Dowling defense, led by Coach Garrett Krall, only allowing 1 goal from open play in 8 matchups. That is incredible. Now, the Dowling success starts with their possession. They're hard to break down. They dictate the pace of the game, and they're stingy in defense, led by John Foth, captain of this squad. And so we'll see tonight this Ankeny team known for their scoring, known for their attacking play. They've got a couple of players in the top of the state in goals. Number 9, Landon Benji. You'll see him, the junior forward. And then at number 13, Austin Lundberg, leading the way for the Ankeny Hawks. That's a 7-goal for him. He's quite pissed it up since the last time.
Oh, yeah.
So an exciting matchup. We've got the Dowling Catholic Maroons wearing all black, going from left to right. And we've got the Ankeny Hawks wearing all white, visiting here, going from right to left. There is a breeze in the air, going really kind of towards the Ankeny goal. It's a bit of a crosswind. Ankeny kicks off and passes it back to their senior captain, number 10. And they look to play it back to their goalie off of 2 passes. And so now instantly the ball is in their defensive zone. And Ankeny, again, will be into a bit of a wind, a bit of a crosswind early in the half. And as they are playing some good possession soccer, building up out of the back, as they have been able to switch the possession and go from all the way back to front. But again, there is the aforementioned John Foth, his first touch, reading the game well and knocking it back to his keeper. As now it's Dowling's turn to try to build out of the back and switch the point of attack. But they were unsuccessful in their first attempt, turning the ball over in midfield. And so now Ankeny playing it back to their keeper again. So instantly, Ben, what we're seeing here is enjoyable but also unusual in high school soccer in that both teams, the ball has not left the turf so far, and both teams are looking to play possession, build-up soccer, starting with their goalkeepers, even off of a turnover. And so, it should be a fun one for the viewer tonight.
Well, it's definitely more easy on the eye for the viewer, live in action, watching the slick passing, keeping it on the ground, 1-2. Both these teams can play the ball really well. We've got our all-black jerseys on tonight. It's been a strong look for us this year at home. Ankeny's wearing the all-white. Game just kicked off about a minute and a half ago, and already we're seeing a lot of attacking intent from both teams. Both teams have been, fairly deep inside the other team's final third towards their goal. So this is going to be a fun game, Tanner. Looks like Ankeny this year, while we have a little stoppage in play, Ankeny's got hopefully a high-scoring game. We'd love to see it on a beautiful night here in April.
And, Dowling's averaging about a 4-0 victory or so far this season. That's dominant
3.83
through the season. And it's going to be hard to beat this Dowling team, but if anybody's capable of doing it, Ankeny on a windy day could be that. But here we are into the match. Dowling's, starting to get its first kind of build-up attack. The ball is in the 18, attacking for Dowling, bouncing around all over the place. And either a high kick or maybe an errant handball is whistled against Dowling. So that ball's going to come out of play, but that ball kind of got into the box with some intent for the first time tonight. We are about 3 minutes into a CIML boys high school soccer match. We really appreciate you tuning in with us. We've got a fun one here. It is the Dowling Catholic Maroons hosting the Ankeny Hawks, number 2 versus number 3 in your first ever state rankings in the 2024 season. And we're in for a fun one.
We're here live in West Des Moines at Dowling's home field here. So we got the home crowd out tonight. Ankeny's showing out with some good fans as well. The bleachers are looking full. It's a little crispy out there. So, people Bundled up, but it's a perfect night for some soccer. Light winds, as Tanner said. And you mentioned it earlier, Tanner. You know, this is one of the biggest games we've had this season as Ankeny gets set to line up for a free kick deep in our half in a dangerous position on the right wing. So here's an early chance for Ankeny. We'll see what this delivery turns out to be as the players get their run set. Arms go up, ready to deliver the ball. Right across the face of goal, right to Hudson Porter. He was waiting right for it. Not the best free kick for your first chance. We'll take it.
Not a great free kick, but I more fault the play design there. That's essentially a corner kick. You're about 5 yards off of the corner flag, so a little better angle than a corner kick. And there was no one running past the near post. And to me, the whole entire design of a set piece from the side begins with the near post run. It does so much to distract the goalie, to freeze the defense, to keep everybody honest. The goalie cannot come out freely on a ball like that. A ball bounced inside the 6, which if you got a near post runner, I like my chances to at least create some chaos off a ball like that. But no, confident and solid in his touch. And ultimately, that play led to a corner kick here. So Henry Abarca, captain for the Dowling Catholic Maroons, will take this. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from the far side. It's going to be into the wind as well. One hand up for Abarca. That ball goes far post, over everybody's head, bounces, and it's another corner kick won by the Maroons as Mendes is able to kind of bounce it off the Hawks defender and out of play for a corner kick. So now Mendes here, from co-captain to co-captain, opposite sides of the field, a right-footed out-swinger from the right-hand corner. The wind will be mostly at his back. Dowling has one player on the keeper. Ball into the 12. It's a shot on goal, and it cleared off the line by the Ankeny Hawks. That is a first-time header by, I believe it was both. And ultimately, the near-post defender for Ankeny clears it off the line. The goalie was beat, and it remains 0-0 10 minutes into this matchup.
Both comes onto that cross so well. Puts a great header on it, low to the corner. But Ankeny defensively had set up two guys on either post, and that worked out well for them as the defender was able to clear it off the line. That's why coaches do that. There's another offside as Ankeny goes for the counterattack. We've seen that twice now down that same right side channel. They're looking to release.
That's their leading scorer there,
Benji.
Yeah. And so what you saw there, that's the second time he's been called offside. Clearly Landon, a young man that likes to play on that last shoulder, the defender, and you give him enough chances. I mean, he's had two of those in
Corner kick for Henry Abarca of the Maroons. Corner kick, Jonathan Mendes of the Maroons. A great save by Dockendorf.
Minutes. Obviously, struck at that rate, he's going to have plenty of looks on goal tonight, which is not great news for the Maroons defense. But both of those getting called offsides. One of these are going to get the timing right. And boy, with his skill and speed, you don't like your chances there defending against that play. So it just shows you the threat of Ankeny, who was able to quickly turn this point of attack from a shot on their own net into a near breakaway that ended up being an offsides call. And one thing, again, rare for what we normally watch. They built that attack, that counterattack. The ball never left the turf. That was all about passing across the surface, and so they're able to move the ball quickly, but also in a higher percentage fashion across the turf. So credit to the Ankeny Hawks and their talent and coaching, as they are proven to be, I'd say, the most similar stylistically to the Maroons that we've seen so far this year.
Yes, absolutely. And what you have seen, we just had that counter by them that we mentioned, but what you've seen now, just in the last 5 minutes, Dowling starting to get a little more control on the ball.
Ball's on goal.
There's Owen Smirage again with that dangerous left foot with the early cross right at the goalie, but he had two runners. That's always going to be an option for Dowling if they need something, the left foot of Owen. But yeah, I mean, Dowling's starting to assert themselves a little bit more here in the last 5 minutes. But as you mentioned, Ankeny's going to have a threat all night with Benj.
Good touch there from 11, again, at the left back position, and a give and go to Benj. Benj with another one-touch layoff, and the shot on goal is just high. But again, Ankeny is playing one- and two-touch soccer, and they are moving that ball 80 yards to about 6 touches, and that ball is not really leaving the ground. So a good style of play. Trevor Pucho, their head coach, is clearly displaying a methodology that is similar to that of Coach Sealing, and you're seeing similar results so far. It's 0-0. Again, as you mentioned, Ben, Dowling has the ball in their attacking half a little bit more than Ankeny, but Ankeny, sometimes it can be strategic to kind of sit in just a touch and explode on the counter if you've got the ability to move the ball quickly across the pitch, and that's what Ankeny is showing so far.
So far, yeah, it seems like the game plan for Ankeny, and I think it's a smart game plan. They know they can play the ball, but they're happy to sit in a little bit and then spring on the counter. Now they've had the ball in our half here for the last couple minutes, kind of bouncing around. They've got a throw in here on the near side. But yeah, great game so far. As you said, pretty well balanced. Here's a counterattack for Dowling.
Crowded through to Mendes. Mendes on the right wing, and well played by the Ankeny defender to not only get to the ball first, but to knock it out of play off of Mendes' shin. And so number 7, Dylan Gloviak, the center back coming across for that through ball in the channel. He wears co-captain for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. He is proven to be both an astute defender and also a bit of a smart player there. And so Ankeny built out of the back, and they just play one down the channel, hoping that Benji can get on the end of it, and he doesn't. Dowling's clearance hits off its own player. That ball is bouncing in the box dangerously. So Hudson Porter uses his height and hands to his advantage, but a scary moment there for the Maroons.
Like that's a pass to himself, almost?
Technically, it bounced off of our player's back on his attempted clearance in the direction of the goal. At that point, it's a bit of a foot race, but obviously the ability to jump up and use your hands can save you a couple steps on the old sprint.
Yeah, it helps when you're 6'6" in that instance as well, and the hands. Dowling back on the ball here now, looking to get some rhythm, but Ankeny's doing a good job of breaking that up. They're doing great so far. Ankeny now wins the ball back, and now they open up some space down their right-hand side at midfield. Gets through on an attempted challenge from Dowling. Ankeny recirculates it. And, Ankeny's doing a really good job staying composed, finding feet. There's a long ball, just no options.
That's great play there for the Hawks.
Out for a throw.
We'll get our first substitution tonight. There are 15 minutes in to this CIML boys soccer game. The Dowling Maroons are wearing all black, going from left to right on the radio. The Ankeny Hawks visiting here in West Des Moines, going from right to left, wearing all white. The first substitution features number 9, Enrico Sartori Fernandez, coming in for Bayani Neri. Neri was playing a left midfield position, and it appears that Fernandez might have slid into a center forward position. So we'll see how Coach Schilling adjusts with the new personnel group. Fernandez coming on, and here comes Andrew Schumacher finding Abarca's feet. Abarca looking to play Crowder on the right-hand side. Crowder gets an overlap run, knocks it back to Schumacher. Schumacher, an outswinging cross, caused some moments of panic for the goalie as that ball stayed dangerously close to the back post, but ultimately curled just wide. But the goalie did dive and wave after the ball, hoping to prevent any kind of a fluke goal there. But the ball is quickly restarted from the Ankeny Hawks goalie onto the carpet here for Ankeny as they actually play their first long ball to Bill out of the back. They're unable to find anyone's feet. But Dowling here trying to counterattack that possession. Now here comes that more classic kind of bouncing pinball version of what we see sometimes. But Ankeny, a good one too on the left-hand wing. Ankeny on the left-hand wing. It's number 9 for Ankeny, and he gets stood up by John Foth, who celebrates with an incredible Hulk-style fist-clenching roar as he gets a foot into that tackle and ultimately prevents a 2-on-2 breakaway from the Ankeny Hawks.
Foth with the claim there. Claims the tackle early in the game, and then
he got after that celebration.
Against his club teammate, no less. Foth and Benj do play on the same club team, so they're going to be a fun battle all night between these two.
That's what's fun about these high school games. Is all, these players, they know each other. They either play with or against each other outside of this one night of the year, and so they bring a lot more of that energy, history,
competitive spirit.
Sometimes it could be acrimony or competitive spirit. They bring that with them tonight, and that just adds to what makes high school soccer so special here in Iowa. So it looks to clear it out of the back, and that goes over everybody's head to the Ankeny Hawks keeper's hands.
Just kind of a stalemate so far, really. We've had some half chances. Both teams standing strong. Ankeny not backing down at all. I think they're going to feel really good about this first half of the first half. We're about halfway through here in the first half, 22 minutes left.
And not much to separate these two things except for maybe the set pieces. I look at Ankeny, really kind of squandering a pretty good chance with a poorly designed free kick out of the corner. And then I look at, Dowling had back-to-back corner kicks. They were able to win a second corner off the first one. And that second corner, led to the best chance of the game, the only shot on goal where that ball beat the Ankeny goalie and then was cleared off the line by the near post defender on the corner kick. And so, through the middle of the game, I think both teams are looking fairly equivalent. Dowling a little bit more in possession, a little bit more in the attacking half, but Ankeny proving to be a real threat on the counterattack as they get into 2v2, 3v2 situations. Again, Dowling plays a 3-5-2 lineup, which allows them the extra man in the middle, which is advantageous for a possession-style team. But when playing a counterattacking team like Ankeny is showing, at least early on tonight, they only have 3 in the back. And if one guy is forward or out of position or gets beat early, you can be even numbers on a counterattacking spot. And at that point, it's a bit of a crapshoot as to who's going to win that battle.
Yeah, and Dowling, they're going to play their style, right? So, I think they're going to live with the counterattack, and so far the defense has handled it pretty well. We just had have a corner kick opportunity for Dowling again. Some really nice play. Molina had a nice through ball into Schumacher on the right side. Schumacher dipped his shoulder and got around to the outside and earned a corner. Here's the delivery.
Back open header from Owen Sprang that ultimately just skimmed off his forehead and went wide. But he had a running start and a good look at goal at the back side of the 6-yard line and ultimately just skimmed the header undangerously towards the weak side corner
Once
flag.
again, though, a good delivery.
It was.
Of the three corners, all ball. The goalie hasn't been able to get any of those corner kicks, which is the first thing that you want. Just to have the opportunity to make something happen, and that could have been a chance. I think Owen maybe didn't expect that ball to
good look at goal.
Him.
I mean, again, to me, the separation through 20 minutes halfway through this first half here has been the set piece play and the quality of the service, and also the design of the runs. The Maroons here are just proving to be more threatening when the ball is re-entering live play. So speaking of that, we've got a re-entry here. A free kick from half field goes deep into the Dowling box and actually ends up bouncing inside the Dowling box, but harmlessly into the outstretched arms of Hudson Porter. But just an absolute kind of classic play-it-long free kick from half field to the Ankeny Hawks, which got the fans out of their seat there for a half second as you weren't sure who was going to win that header, and ultimately just bounced into a goalie's hands.
Yeah. When in doubt, you can always go for the long ball, see if you get a bounce, right? And there we had a goalie plus two defenders on their one forward, but you never know what happens. You never want to see the ball bounce that close to goal. Worked out well for us.
Correct.
Now we're back in possession here.
If you're listening at home and you're playing defense, the ball should not bounce if it's traveling more than 20, 30 yards in the air in your direction. You don't like the unpredictability of the bounce. You don't like what that does to open up the eyes and the stomachs of the attacking players. You want to get that ball in the air. And a great ball there from Molina as he finds his teammate, passes it out right here to Schumacher, corner of the 18, knocks it back to Barca. Barca, one-time outswinging cross towards the back post. That'll stay in. Mendes with a volley back to the middle of the field. It's cleared out by Ankeny. But what separated that for me was Ray Molina's kind of negative pass back with the outside of his foot to break the midfield line of Ankeny inside the final third, which began the attack. And so, Ray Molina hadn't started a lot of games this year, came on the bench here in the last throw-in break, and shows you the skill and vision that he brings to this Maroons squad.
Yeah, Molina has dealt with some injuries early in the season. He's an attacking player for Dowling. He, plays at advanced sort of center mid, and he is very good at distribution, very good at finding runners through balls, and you saw it there. Or just playing a simple pass to unlock the defense. So he's a huge asset to have in attack. Here's another free kick delivery from Dowling.
Header hits to the crossbar. It bounces just barely over. Barca to Foth to the crossbar. And wow, that is Foth's second header that has beaten the goalie. First, sorted by the near post defender. This last time, the crossbar said no thank you. And it has remained 0-0 with 18 to play in the first half of this Maroons-Hawks boys high school soccer matchup. And the best chance of the game there for the Maroons. And they're starting to really prove their threat on set pieces.
Their threat tonight has been on those set pieces, those crosses, and even some of the open play crosses. We're really attacking tonight, from the outside and hitting those crosses. And we see them a lot of times try to play 1-2s through the middle, but it seems like that's their formula so far. We've had a couple really good chances. The goalie saved by the woodwork on that last play. And we're back in possession again.
There's a theme there. The goalie has not been able, for Ankeny Hawks, has not been able to capture any of those crosses. And he's been a little bit uncertain of, is the ball going to hit the post? Is it going to be wide? He had that one that he kind of jumped and waved at. And so I'm getting encouraged by that play if I'm the Maroons. And while we're talking there, a good chance from Josiah Crowder. Schumacher beat his guy in the right-hand wing and played a ball across the 6. And Schumacher swung at it, but it popped straight up into the air and harmlessly into the goalie's hands. But a really Josiah Crowder wants that one back.
Absolutely. Another cross, this one low on the ground. Here's another attempt in. Abarca comes down the left side. Can he keep the ball in play? He's not able to keep it in play. Goes out for a goal kick.
Is that Molina that had that through ball there? That was really skillfully brought down and played over the top by Molina.
He's smooth.
Shows you what he brings. We have a substitution here for Coach Sealy. Drew Dunlop, the senior midfielder, is going to enter the game, and Josiah Crowder is going to take a rest. So Dunlop is sliding out to the left. Barca is going to push, Mendes and Fernandez up top, and then Molina, Abarca, and Gradell playing across the middle. So a very skilled lineup here from Dowling. I think Coach Teeling smells a little bit of blood in the water and is trying to get as much of his attacking players in forward positions as possible as he's looking to take advantage of this momentum and separate himself from the score sheet from the Ankeny Hawks.
Yeah, Dowling really starting to pass the ball around, get on the ball. A lot of touches for their midfielders who like to get on the ball. You see Abarca, you see Molina, Gradell working the ball through. Here's Mendes with a little 1-2.
That's a good play from these
Great
two.
play. Molina to Mendes. They've played a lot of club growing up together, and they know where they're going to be. Great play from Dunlap, who just came on a little step over to get down the line, earns us another corner kick where we've had
positive contribution there from Drew Dunlap in the left-hand wing. Took good defending, but ultimately had to kind of catch back up. And a short corner this time to the Maroons. Abarca with an in-swinger, and it's a header on the 5-yard line that goes soaring over the goal. But Enrico Sartori-Fernandez got on the end of it with a good run, but that ball is contact with a clean header inside the 6 and goes soaring over the bar. But once again, Ben, these set pieces are showing everything but goals for the Maroons.
Yeah, I mean, they're mixing it up. That time they played a little short pass, and they clipped just a tantalizing ball, clipped in right over the 6, teed up, just a little bit high for Sartori-Fernandez. Couldn't quite get on top of it and keep it down. Dowling again in attack, looking to play straight through the middle with a little post-up 1-2, but it's cut out. And now Ankeny just trying to get a little momentum back their way. As Dowling's starting to really assert themselves.
Right. If I'm Ankeny, I'm trying to slow this game down, whether that be, a stoppage in play, maybe an injury timeout, could be a well-timed encouragement of the referee to blow his whistle for maybe a bit of contact.
A little cynical foul. Would it break it up a little bit?
Something to slow this down. And if you do get the ball back, really trying to take your time and play high percentage soccer because now is not the time to be just giving the ball right back to this Maroons offense because if you can just feel it. We've seen it happen all season that if you keep giving them chances, they're going to capitalize. So right now for Ankeny, they're chasing the game a little bit, and if they don't get a control of this one, we could see the first goal of the game tonight as Gradell plays a cross in over Abarca's head and out for a goal kick. But again, the wind kind of took that one a little bit too far. A substitution for Ankeny. It's their first of the night. While Coach Gillian's rotated pretty freely, number 5 for Ankeny comes on for number 17. Again, that is Brian Jimenez, a junior, coming in for Andrew Loader, also a junior, his classmate. And so the Ankeny Hawks restart short from the goal kick. And a dangerous but quality play from the center back for the Ankeny Hawks as they are heeding my advice to some extent, trying to take possession away from the Maroons. But this Maroons press now has become another level of intensity as they win the ball back quickly and push this point of attack, which is exactly what you want to do when you do get that change of possession. Get it to the weak side. That's where the numbers and the space are going to be, and they get Drew Dunlap at the corner fighting for action. Ultimately, this is with a double team for the Hawks, but their clearance goes as far as Abarca, who is keeping possession for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. So this last 5-10 minutes has been all Maroons. As Gradell looks to find Abarca's feet or Mendes' feet on the through ball, but the goalie was on. Up.
Yeah, I mean, Dowling's flipped the switch a little bit here with their press, and they're just continuously winning this ball back deep inside Ankeny's half and applying the pressure. So now is the time, a moment in this game with this momentum to capitalize. Mendes with a shot.
Oh, it's a goal! 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 Mendes!
Don't give him an inch.
Do not give him an inch. He made a diagonal run towards the top of the 18, got service in on his feet, took one touch in the direction of his run, and knocked it towards goal. The Ankeny goalie dove to his right, got a bit on it, but it spun past him for the first goal of the night. I think if you're the Hawks, you want a little bit more there to knock that ball wide of the post from your keeper. But no discredit to Jonathan Mendes' shot as he was going across his body from the right side to the left side. And the Ankeny goalie's momentum obviously bringing him to his left, had to dive back to his right. Always a challenge for a keeper to get down quickly in that direction because there was a lot of pace in that ball coming from about 18 yards in the front of goal. And just as we said, Ben, those chances became the difference in the score sheet. It's 1-0 Maroons over the Ankeny Hawks with 12 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, just as we're talking about how effective the press has been, how much pressure they were applying, how they needed to capitalize. Right on cue, the guy you want with the ball, he can really strike a ball. One of the best finishers on the team, obviously, but he hits that with real venom. Goalie's able to get a hand to it. Probably could tip it wide potentially, but that's always going to be tough when it's low and away.
And away from your movement, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To his defense.
He hit the cutback.
That ball's happening against the direction, so to dive down and to push force behind your punch to get that ball wide of the post, but it's all happening so fast. Ultimately, was bested by Mendes' shot. So credit to that. That is Jonathan's 10th goal on the season.
Double digits.
Pushing him into the top 5 of the entire state for Class 4A. If you remember, he was the leading goal scorer last season in Class 4A as a sophomore. He's a junior this season, and there's a reason why he's getting interest from D1 schools. It's because of his ability to create offense, both for himself and for others. Let's not forget, he is 3rd in the state this year in assists with 7, and so he's all over the stat sheet so far this season, and tonight is no exception.
Nope, and he's the one that we look to first and foremost for the offense. He's always going to be a nightmare for the opposing defenders, and you get him in a one-on-one situation, if he's inside of 20 yards, he's looking to shoot, and he did what he needed to do, just get the ball on target. Here's a great run from our defender, Ramirez, 17, coming through all the way from half, almost gets in with a shot on goal.
Yeah, Marquez Sedania, the transfer, with a classic defender run forward. You beat the first player, you get a little momentum, you get a little confidence, you beat 2 or 3 more players, but by the time you get to that last line of defense, you're usually out of gas and out of possession, and ultimately was easily dispossessed. But an exciting run and a little display of his skill and athleticism for Luis Marquez Cedeno, again, the junior transfer from East, new this season. That run forward did result in a bit of a counterattacking opportunity for the Ankeny Hawks. They had a chance to get behind the Maroons defense, but their through ball just was a little bit overhit and ultimately into the arms of our goalie. But again, shows you in a 3-back system when one of your defenders pushes forward and there's a quick change of field that things get a little excited. And you can maybe hear the Ankeny crowd get a little bit out of their seats for the first time in about 10 minutes as that ball has been deep in their in their defensive half for most of the last 10 minutes as Dowling finally did capitalize on that goal. We do have a substitution here. Number 6, Kevin Kopich enters the game for number 9, Enrico Sartori-Fernandez.
Sartori Fernandez takes a breather. He's put a good shift in. Dowling now with a throw-in inside of Ankeny's half. Ball is delivered. Controlled nicely by Mendes. He gets a turn to his right foot. He's on the top of the box. Lays it off to Molina. Molina with a one-time left-footed shot on target, easily handled by the goalkeeper.
That's a good hold-up play from Mendes. Great. Mendes, that's a throw-in off the wing. He's able to be in the 18, hold the defender on at his back, take a couple touches inside the box, consider if he should turn, lay it the way he's facing, or figure out what to do next. He ultimately found one of the most dangerous players in Iowa soccer on his good foot with the layoff pass, and you like that. Mendes oftentimes plays on out wide or facing the net. They're showing his ability to be effective with his back to goal, playing more of that number 9 center forward position as Coach Steele has rotated his lineup a little bit. Josiah Crowder isn't in the game right now. Sartori Fernandez is in the game right now. And really Abarca and Mendes are playing the attacking line. Players that typically play a little bit more kind of, false 9, number 10, facing goal. But Mendes is showing you the multitude of skills in his skill set as he can play attacking goal, back to goal, or whatever it takes and still create chances for him and his teammates.
Yeah, it's dangerous for him. You get him on the top of the box, back to goal. He lays the ball off a couple times, and then the next time the defenders expect a layoff, and then he turns and he shoots. Here's a chance for Ankeny, again with the counterattack. Again, forward tries to cut the ball back onto his right foot, and it's cut out by Foe.
That's a great play from Foe.
Great defense.
He has had number 9's number, coincidentally number 9, all game so far. Ben, you mentioned they are club teammates, clearly familiarity with his skill set and his tendencies as, Ankeny has had a few of these glimpses where if they could just get by Foes, if they could just get a better weighted through pass, there'd be a real look on goal for the Hawks. But ultimately, the Maroons have been tight in the back so far.
They look to chip it through again. Some good play from Ankeny now. Now into the left side of the box. Can it be delivered? Defended well. Out for a corner kick for Ankeny now for their first corner kick of the game. They've had a set piece, almost like a corner kick, but we'll see what they can do with this opportunity. Definitely a big opportunity for Ankeny, given the momentum of this game in Dowling's favor. If they can peg something back here, cause some danger.
Right-footed kick, left-hand side, that'll be an in-swinger. Dowling has a man on the near post, nobody in the back post. Hudson Porter, a 6'5" frame, obviously helps if anything's going to carry. That ball does carry. It's hit very hard and over everyone's head out for a throw-in. When you play the Maroons, you have to expect a minority of possession. The skill, the style of what Coach Julian has done here has really dominated the game, at least from a possession standpoint, for a couple of years now. Even when they've been beaten by teams, they typically still are able to knock the ball around against them. And when you have an environment like that, you have to be very opportunistic, and particularly in the counterattack and in set pieces. And Ankeny right now is showing decently well in the counterattack. We've seen in years past good counterattacking teams like a Johnson comes to mind, where their ability to create offense instantly can be a real threat against a team that plays Dowling style. What I'd like to see Ankeny improve upon is their set-piece play, as they've not been able to take advantage of these chances that are going to come slightly fewer and far between against a team as skilled and dictative as the Maroons, yet Ankeny so far leaving a lot on the table when it comes to their set-piece play.
They are, and I think that's going to be, some of their best opportunities to score is probably going to come from corner kicks. Maybe some fouls that happen to generate some free kicks close to our goal. We've seen them get in behind us, but pretty quickly close down. So we've seen them take one shot. It was high. So we've seen no other shot attempts just beside some of these crosses. So they're absolutely going to want to get those set pieces down and really take advantage. Dowling again now, controlling the ball inside of Ankeny's half. A little through ball played up to Abarca. It's cut out by Ankeny. Here's another counterattack on for Ankeny.
Good play there from Owen.
Yeah, Owen steps up. One of our three left. Oh, ball turned back quickly over to Ankeny. They look to find some space in behind, but again, Foth is there to stop it. And now it's back to Porter. It's at Porter's feet. He's pressured by Landon Benj. Plays it out to the right. He finds Marquez. And now we're playing a little back and forth. In defense, a lot of space here for Marquez. And there's Bayani Neri cuts it back. So Dowling now just stringing a few passes together, trying to slow the game down a little bit with just under 5 minutes left here in the first half. It's a 1-0.
We've seen Neri enter the game in for Ray Molina, and so Neri now playing a more interior center midfield role. Usually he starts tonight. He started on the wing tonight, and Neri not as comfortable as Molina playing in the center of the park and in as tight of a space. Neri is a very skilled dribbler, a very athletic, strong winger. But it just shows you where Molina can kind of find the seams a little bit. Neri not quite as comfortable combining with Fidel in those spaces, and that's affecting Dowling's ability to build up out of the back in this lineup.
It has, and Dowling now, as we say that, another corner kick opportunity, and this is going to be delivered. It looks like, is that Mendes out there getting ready?
It's a Bark on the side playing a back spinning sideways ball that he really wants back. That ball
never came into play.
Never threatening. And a bit of a head scratcher there from one of the most good players in the state of Iowa as he looked to hit a bit of a different ball. The way he approached it, you could tell he was not playing his typical kind of out-swinging right-footed shot. He saw something in the Ankeny defense and wanted to exploit it, but ultimately exploited a bit of a miss hit on his own part as that ball was harmlessly wide of the goal from the moment it left his foot.
Yeah, and it seems like not that big of a deal, but again, anytime you've got a set piece in a game like this, you want to at least get it in play. Give your players a chance. So that's a bit of a wasted opportunity, especially.
Given the threat that Dowling showed on set pieces, ultimately you're not going to bat 1,000. But there's 3 minutes left of the game. 3 minutes left in the first half. Dowling is winning 1-0 at the Ankeny Hawks, boys high school soccer. But 3 minutes left in the half. 1-0, you're bounced away. You get that second goal before half, right at the end. That could be demoralizing to a visiting team. And so, you want to make sure every one of these chances counts down towards the end of the half. It's not the time when I would like to experiment with, a different chip shot. That to me, that's where I'm saying let's play a high percentage ball here because they've already proven the ability to be very dangerous, creating chances on their typical set piece movements.
Yeah, and still time left. We got 2 minutes. Dowling's still playing to try to score here. Ankeny's doing a good job, just slowing things down a little bit, killing the momentum a little bit here in the last couple minutes. Dowling now with the throw in, see if they can retain possession. It's a bit of a mix-up. Ankeny comes out with it inside of Dowling's half, finds some space on the right
there from Ankeny's number 10 there. The captain who kind of plays the number 6 for them was a little bit higher up the pitch there and showed his dribbling skill set to beat a man and then play a little through ball in. So again, Ankeny has impressed in their ability to create and to advance the ball quickly and in a high possession fashion, but ultimately, haven't had the same level of quality in the attacking third as what the Maroons have shown tonight, and Dowling able to capitalize in one of their several chances to a 1-0 advantage so far with a minute 15 left in the first half.
Oh, it's a good turn by Abarca. He has two defenders on him. He's almost able to keep the ball, but defended well. We got the ball bouncing around here just kind of in the middle of the field with a minute left in the game. See if Dowling looks to – minute left in the half. Thank you for that. Dowling looks to create anything here in this last minute. Mendes has the ball, so there's always something going on with that. Back to Abarca. Now they're just kind of passing it around here. Gradell dips the shoulder, drops it all the way back to Foe.
Good play there by Gradell. You love a good dip to shoulder, switch the point of attack. That's what you're looking for out of a center midfielder when that ball gets a little too congested on the sideline. Again, just really, really excited about the development of an Ian Gradell.
That's a senior play right there.
It is. It's a comfortability. It's an awareness of where the space is and what needs to happen next. Again, Gradell always had a skill set. He played a little bit more in the direction he was facing earlier in his career, and a couple times tonight we've seen his ability to either dip a shoulder or drop a hip and switch the point of attack, which is open things up for the Maroons offense. So credit to Ian. He's having a great season.
Yeah, the clock is ticking down here. Inside of 10 seconds, Ankeny with a little last gasp. Deep ball. Maybe a chance to get a shot off.
They try for a through ball. There's a danger here. It does require Hudson Porter to come outside of his 18 and play a ball with his feet. And that's the last kick of the game. The last kick of the half. Hudson Porter clears that high and wide. You probably heard the buzzer and the whistle go. It is halftime. Dowling Catholic Maroons 1, Ankeny Hawks 0. We will have a full first half recap for you shortly after this quick break. You're listening to Dowling Catholic High School Soccer on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by
Henry Abarca with the corner kick for the Maroons. Number 4, Lincoln Sanderson in for the Hawks. 1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute remaining. And 1-0 Maroons. Put a good food and drink at the concession stand. Help us out. Throw your garbage in the garbage bin. Custodian.
Save on all Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa. New 2024 Ram 25.
That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Obviously likes that ball in possession on the ground. And Ankeny, more than any other team that we've seen so far, able to execute a similar style. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I think this is a good showing for where the game is at and where Iowa high school soccer can be. You're seeing something pretty high quality out of both ends, but ultimately Dowling has displayed another level of quality relative to the Ankeny Hawks. Ankeny shows you the skill, they show you those flashes, but ultimately no shots on goal in an entire half. Credit to John Foth and the Dowling Catholic defense playing phenomenally, whereas Dowling Catholic had one hit the crossbar. They had one cleared off the line. They've had two chances inside the six that were skied straight up into the air and ultimately a goal. So the amount of direct threat on the Ankeny goal, much, much higher. And that's the difference here is just that final third, the ability for that possession to continue into the attacking third. You know, sometimes it can be tempting, Ben, when you're playing possession soccer and you are playing a high-press team like Coach Schilling likes to deploy for the Maroons. You break that press, you get across the opponent's 50-yard line, and then it can be maybe a 2-on-3, 3-on-4 type of situation. You want to run. Sometimes, though, the best idea is to hold up play, let the entirety of the game come with you, and then can you reestablish the point of attack and the point of possession in your attacking half and continue a similar style of soccer that got you to that point versus having to turn the Jets on at that moment in time. Ankeny not slowing down when they get into the attacking half, not having that extended possession that Dowling has, and ultimately touches in the attacking third, lead to chances in the attacking third, lead to goals in the attacking third, and that's where Dowling's been separating itself from Ankeny.
They have. I mean, it's well said. The game started off more balanced. I think Ankeny surprised the Maroons maybe a little bit in the manner in which they were able to possess, kind of play the same style, create some problems early, and then Dowling, as you mentioned, I think steps it up to another level as they settle into the game. And we saw through that kind of the middle of that first half, that, maybe like 25 minutes into the last 5, that 20-minute period where we just high press, win the ball back, pressure, crosses, shots on goal, and we were able to get the goal. I think from an Ankeny perspective, it seems that their game plan has fallen a little bit more now into absorb some pressure and play on the counter. And that's been effective to an extent, but when they get close to the box, our defenders have been able to really take that danger away and push those players more to the outside, forcing corner kicks, forcing turnovers. So when you think about, from an Ankeny perspective, being down 1-0, especially after some of the threat that Dowling put on in that first half, I think they'll be happy to be at 1-0 right now. Because they're dangerous, right?
It's justified.
It's just a matter. It's justified. I mean, I think the 1-0 scoreline reflects this game very well.
It does.
I don't think Ankeny really has done enough to say, oh, they should have scored. I mean, they've had some chances. Dowling with 1 goal, fair. Ankeny's been playing good defense, but I do believe that at some point, one of those forwards, a Landon Benj, for example, is going to get in behind with a better chance on goal, and that Dowling's going to need to score more goals in the second half to win this game. Ankeny has only been shut out once this season in a mid-season tournament against a team from Nebraska. They lost 1-0.
And they've played Linmar, they've played Johnson, they've played some of the best teams in the state, and so that shows their capability to attack and to score. Their forward, Landon Benj, is number 14 in the state. He's got 7 goals. That would be good enough for second on our Dowling team behind only Jonathan Mendes, the star forward for the Maroons. So clearly the skill, the quality is there. If I am Coach Trevor Fuccio for the Ankeny Hawks, I'm playing my style for at most 20 minutes, or if I concede a goal, I'm switching up again. And I would actually go to a more aggressive lineup if I'm still down by 1 with 20 to play, or if I'm down 2 with, call it 30 to play, where I'm looking to play 3 forwards. I'm going to fight fire with fire. I will concede the extra man in possession defensively because guess what? The Maroons are already able to affect the possession with your current lineup. So you go down, you're still going to be defending. But when those opportunities come, if Dowling's going to only play 3 in the back, I'm going to challenge them with 3 forwards or at least 2 forwards and a very high number 10 who can break and say, you know what, we can play this game too, and try to play in a way which gives you 1 more player at the point of attack in a counter situation.
Yeah, maybe they step up a press a little bit. I mean, why not press these Maroons and see what they're made of, right, in the back? I mean, a lot of the threatening opportunities that went Ankeny's way came as a result of a turnover from Dowling. It was either, a pass from a defender that was trying to go all the way up to a forward through the middle of the field. We saw that happen multiple times. Ankeny cuts the ball out. And they're all skilled enough to be able to find that run, right? They can pass. So I think where the danger lies for the Maroons in the second half is going to be them passing the ball around, playing their possession, getting a little loose, and turning the ball over. And it's going to result in opportunities for Ankeny. We saw that happen multiple times in that first half. And so they'll have to be aware of that. And, if you're Coach Teeling right now, Tanner, what's the message to the team going into the second half?
I'm Coach Teeling, and I'm saying stay focused, stay aggressive. To your point, Ben, these Ankeny Hawks have scored against the number 1 team in the state. They scored against the number 8 team in the state. There is a predictability they will score against the number 2 team in the state, which is your team, the Maroons. And so we saw Abarca try a little bit of some different action on a corner kick, wasted chance. we've seen Josiah Crowder not quite have the finishing touch, and the ball went 30 yards in the air from 4 yards in front of the goal. We have seen another player, I can't remember who, skied a header from the 5-yard line. Yep. And I'm telling my guys, be the hero. Back of the net, visualization. Picture it going into this goal. Picture yourself scoring. Focus. Keep scoring because you know what Ankeny's capable of. And tonight, you've been the better team. Now close the game, being the better team on the scoreline.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, look, Dowling's going to have to score more goals. Like I believe that Ankeny will at least get a really good chance or two if they don't score. But I think we're going to need to score more to win this game outright. At 1-0 here, we are approaching the second half. We will take a quick break for station identification. You are listening to Dowling Catholic Soccer on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Okay, we're ready for the second half. Number 2 against number 3. Good program.
Was a little bit uncertain there and under some pressure, knocked it back to his keeper, and that ball gets knocked around, and that is the third offsides call tonight for number 9, Benj, the forward for the Ankeny Hawks. And so what they tried to capitalize on a quick counterattack resulted in an offsides. That ball just, I think, caught number 9 off guard a little bit. He wasn't quite ready for, the one-time through ball, and was on the wrong side of the shoulder.
Well, he's been playing off the shoulder of that last defender all night. And so, again, there's a lot of danger there. Just like we talked about at halftime, Dowling starts off passing the ball around and almost gets a little sloppy. That's where that danger is going to lie for Ankeny. Dowling now, though, with a nice little play through the middle.
Good touch by Gradell to break the line on kind of a one-touch diagonal forward flick. It just really helps get through a whole line of the defensive Ankeny Hawks. Again, Gradell repeatedly tonight been able to not just play the way he's facing, but one or two touch, advance the ball through a line for the Hawks. and he's been a real difference maker in dictating the point of attack for this game tonight.
Yeah, he's had a great game tonight. As you said, he's really has had an influence on the tempo of what Dowling's been doing. A lot of the plays have been running through him. There's another good ball out wide that's Hoover actually getting in on the action.
Yeah, well played from Owen Sprong as well to take that pressure and pull it back and just kind of slow things down a little bit and really use the energy of the counter press of the Ankeny forward line against them. If they're going to over pursue, that's fine. Put your foot on top and knock it back around. We can restart the thing on the other side. We've got the skill and time to do so.
That's nice from Molina.
That's been successful as Dowling looks to build the ball up. Gridell's into the box. Gridell plays it back, and it's cleared out poorly by the Ankeny Hawks to Molina. He's got somebody at the far post. Plays it at the far post, and that ball is caught by the Ankeny goalie.
Right on cue. Far post, he hits it. He's got good vision.
He does have good vision. We have the benefit of about 50 feet of elevation here in the press box, and he from the sideline was able to see that back post run, and ultimately it didn't have quite enough curve on it, and it went to the goalie's hands.
Good clearance there from Foth to get on the end of a long goal kick from Ankeny. Dowling back in possession. There's a ball straight up the middle of the field. Sartor Fernandez posting up. It off to Gridell. Gridell brings it up the left side. Mendes on the ball. Let's see what he can do. Finds a wide open man, Sartori Fernandez. The one-touch pass to Abarca. I don't know if he needed the one touch there. He had some space.
He had more time than he realized there, Sartori Fernandez did, but ultimately turned it over, tried to catch Abarca on the short through ball, but too hard on the pass. And so, but Dowling quickly re-won possession, and the first 2.5 minutes of this half have been all Maroons as the ball's in the attacking half going from right to left. So whatever Coach Teeling said, but also I'm curious as to whatever the players said, because that player's huddle had people jumping and laughing and smiling and clapping, and ultimately it's led into an attacking beginning. 3 minutes into this, the ball has been in the Ankeny goalie's hands multiple times within the first couple of minutes, whereas the Dowling goalie has yet to touch the ball in this half. It is 1-0. The Maroons are winning, and the wind gets picked up here.
The ball is just blown over the net. We got the ball boys climbing over the fence for the first time this season.
The bouncing ball, again, this turf around the Dowling Catholic field will provide for a little bit of extra bounce, and that ball has gone into the dentist parking lot over there on 8th Street. And so we've got plenty of game balls here, but we hope for the sake of the school that ball is not lost. These are not cheap playing surfaces, and so...
Well, maybe they take walk-ins on Friday night over there.
You know what? That could be a good promotion, actually.
Yeah, Dowling, as you mentioned...
Come for the skill, stay for the drill.
Yeah. Well, Dowling, super excited coming into this half. We saw them break the huddle, getting hyped up, and curious what they said. There's a long shot from Mendes, but look, you're playing varsity, prime time, Friday Night Lights. You expect some excitement out of the team, right? Coming into the second half, 1-0 lead.
They're rare for a Friday night game, to your point, Ben. This is fun for these kids. You know, the student section and the crowd's a little bit bigger tonight. You know, the parents are less likely to go to work tomorrow. The students shouldn't be in school tomorrow unless they've got some disciplinary action that they're trying to work off. I don't know about that, but there seems to have been a bigger turnout here on a Friday night. And when you've got number 2 in the state versus number 3 in the state, it better be fun. And boy, it sure has been a good time for us here in the booth.
Well, yeah, I mean, 1-0, everything to play for. I mean, we talked about it like, we need... Dowling needs to stay focused. They need to be intense, apply the pressure, and somebody needs to step up and take the game and say, I'm going to be the hero, I'm going to score the next goal and put this game to rest. Because it is hanging in the balance right now. Both teams have everything to play for. There's a long cross, or long over-the-top ball attempt from Abarca to nobody in that instance. And now Ankeny.
Good play from their center back. It's a couple times number 7. I think this is offsides again for number 9 here for Ankeny.
Fourth on him.
I believe that's his fourth offside. You know, Ankeny has quality throughout the pitch. You know, their captain here, number 7, their center back, has made good recovery runs on balls in the channels. He just beat a guy off the dribble there. That's Dylan Gloviak, the junior there for the Hawks, showing really positively for center back play. You know, slightly outshined tonight by John Soth, but certainly a highlight across the 22 on the pitch for either side, as he's been able to you kind of dictate the game and prevent a lot of Dowling's chances when they're looking to, kind of play a more direct style. One of the reasons why they can't is because of his ability to read the game and intercept it with his physical ability.
That's a great ball, switch ball from Abarca. Owen does a really good job just bringing it down, not forcing a ball, keeps possession, recycles it. Dowling still has the ball now, working their way inside Ankeny's half. Doing a really good job of keeping their width, too, all the way out on that touchline.
A long shot, maybe a little bit too long.
But he had the space, right?
He had the space. There's a reason you're open. In the old basketball expression.
I dare you.
You're 32 yards away with a couple defenders in front of the goalie. As a defender myself, I'm happy. After the string of possession and passing that Dowling just did to end in a 32-yard ambitious look at goal, that's a win, a moral victory for me as a defender, as Eval Gaiming went harmlessly out for a goal kick. Fernandez, again, had space, got excited, but what I'd like to see there instead is can he show the shot, draw at least one defender towards him, and then keep possession off of maybe a cheeky through ball or a resetting of the point of attack.
Yeah, I mean, he had space to take 2-3 more touches and get a closer shot, or at least dribble at the defender make a move, exactly, and then find a dish. But great start for Dowling. Ankeny now trying to establish some sort of rhythm on the ball. They do have the ball here in our half, but it's really defended well and won back. Gradell looks for just a quick one-time pass up the line.
Good skill from Ankeny. Again, they're able to show you what they're capable of, and kind of a good kind of 1-2 play. But again, there goes that through ball into the hands of our goalie. Their last touch, the weight on their through balls is not with the accuracy of what we see when it's an Abarca playing the through ball, or when it's Molina playing the through ball, or whoever the playmaker is of the moment for the Maroons. Ankeny just can't quite connect. Again, this field's a little bit smaller. Dowling Catholic, unfortunately, has to share its soccer surface with the track and field team, which creates a much more narrow surface than really the game merits. And that results in tighter spacing. And, Ankeny, maybe they benefit from having a little bit more space because they got this athleticism, but just maybe not quite the full accuracy, where on a bigger pitch it can be a little more forgiving. Yeah, you're right. It's more narrow, and Dowling is using, both teams really, but especially Dowling has used the entire width of the field all night. They have a winger out all the way on that sideline, receiving possession. So give them a little bit more space, they're even more dangerous. We got a potential little injury here for Chartois Mendes. Just kind of called himself off, really. I mean, looked at the bench, and he's immediately untying his right boot. So we'll check in with what's going on with him. Bayani Neri enters the game for Fernandez. Neri slotted into his left winger position, pushing Crowder and Mendes up top. Mendes kind of started the game on the wing. And so Sergio Fernandez, with one shoe untied, walking back towards his athletic bag, seeking a little bit of treatment and encouragement from his sideline. And a rare foul for either side, really.
That could be the first foul of the game. Second. We had a free kick early.
Foul of the game. Yeah. Again, typically in high school soccer, we see a bouncing ball. We see some late tackles, some sloppy tackles. Very rarely do we see malintent, but just, the speed of play can be ahead of sometimes. This ball is played into the 18. It's over everything. And safely into the hands of Matthew Hoover, the Dowling goalie, who looks to play a long punt, doesn't get full contact on that ball, is spinning quite fast in the air as it's bouncing now through the middle of the park, and Ankeny has more numbers around the bounce.
Swarming these last 5 minutes. They're just winning all these balls.
They are. I mean, look at the pitch right now, Ben. Ankeny's got a lot of players kind of in that defensive middle part of their lineup. Yeah, I can't tell quite. They're looking at maybe like a diamond 4-4. Perhaps, but if I'm coaching this squad, I'm pushing one of those guys higher. I'm just saying, you know what? I'm going to go down swinging against this good team. I know I have to score to win. I'm not happy with the quantity and quality of chances I'm getting so far.
It's a great challenge by Owen Smeretti to win the ball and keep it in and result in a potential opportunity. Gradell down the left side flicks it over the defender into the box. Crosses.
Cleared out for a corner kick, but
great Gradell in there. You don't see him on the wing that often, and let alone flicking the ball over defenders and getting to the touchline.
That's a rare play for him. But again, him this year as that 8, we're really seeing him fill the attacking box more, and it's been to the advantage of the Maroons. You know, last year as more of the 6, he wasn't really in these positions, but you can show that skill off. That ball is well in, right on the 6-yard line for the Maroons from Abarca, and headed out nicely by the Ankeny defender. Foth plays it back to Abarca, plays it back to Foth, left line.
Oh, wow.
Good cutback from Foth, down the line for Abarca, too hard, and that ball is cleared out towards Neri, uses his chest well twice to get the ball down, and is dispossessed by the Hawks, and that ball will be out of bounds for a Maroons throw-in after a bit of a collision there between number 5 for the Ankeny Hawks and Beyond Neri, number 12 for the Maroons. Played quickly in by Owen. Neri's back at it immediately and is fouled as he tries to enter the middle of the park. And this will be another free kick here for the Maroons right in front of the Ankeny bench. Again, we're going from right to left on your radio. The Ankeny Hawks wearing all white, going from left to right on your radio. It's a 1-0 game. There are 28 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second half. This is number 2 versus 3, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a real fun one so far as Dowling looks to play a ball into the...
That was a shot attempt.
That was an attempt of something.
Cross shot.
12 yards over the crossbar.
Yeah.
Call it what you will. But
I mean, the way he lined up for that, it looks like he was trying to clip across him, but then the way it was hit, it's tough to say. Molina, though, obviously a creative, crafty player, so he must have saw something, maybe just mishit the ball a little bit. You know, we talked about the first half starts. Dowling looks really good in the first few minutes, but Ankeny has had a really nice run these last 5-6 minutes. I mean, this game is poised here at 1-0. Ankeny is definitely going to have some opportunities. It's a dangerous position for Dowling. They just need to be careful in possession. Ankeny's starting to press a little bit more. They're starting to really go for that to win that ball back. So now Dowling looking to do the same thing on their defensive end, almost wins it off that last defender. But here comes Ankeny.
And that's it for me where Ankeny...
That's right.
They showed really good possession for about 8 passes there, which is a good amount of passes at this level for consecutive possession. And then they crossed the half line, and immediately they tried to play a 30-yard knee-high ball into the forwards run. That's a low possession ball. When you cross the half line, continue your style that got you there. Just get your team up. Say, we're going to take the next 10, 15 yards, walk it up the pitch, but keep playing possession soccer. Where they're crossing that half line too often, they get excited and they try to play too direct, and they shift their style of play when they cross the half line, and ultimately it's causing them to turn the ball over frequently. and Maroons are benefiting from it.
Yeah, I mean, they've got plenty of time, obviously, with 26 minutes. I think they're really feeling urgency. It's easy to lose a little bit of that composure, your eyes get wide, you see your runner, you go for that through ball. And that's really what they've been doing in almost every instance. It's worked out in our favor. You got a center back, and here's a long ball over the top. Could be dangerous. Porter does a good job just to grab that on the first bounce.
Well played by Porter. Just a pure desperation clearance that was in the direction of their forward, and dangerous enough.
That's 1-0.
Made a play, and that's what a 1-0 game can show you, is that sometimes just a quick boot it forward after a change of possession can result in, momentarily, flash of brilliance, and the game's tied up, which is why the Dowling Maroons have to really be focused on their final touch and continue to be ruthless in the attacking third to separate themselves in this one-goal game.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of Mendes in the second half.
Right.
Touched the ball once or twice, so there he is, though, right on cue, with a nice through ball into Gradell. Gradell playing that high up the left side a lot here in the second half. But, keep the pressure on, generate some opportunities. We haven't had too many opportunities apart from one corner kick, really, in the second half.
And the same thing again for Ankeny. They sniffed the 50-yard line, and they just played a boom ball forward after 4 nice passes of good one-touch soccer, up, back, through, diagonal, across the 50, boot it. They just need a little bit more composure in order to maintain their threat, but ultimately they're just getting too excited and giving the ball away. But a great turn there from the Ankeny Hawks winger, and he draws a foul. That's number 17. We're going to call Andrew Loader's name, the junior. So a little kind of quick turn and a meg, and gets by his defender and ultimately got fouled. And so a threatening position. This is 3 yards from the sideline, 28 yards from the goal line. They got kind of a diagonal of the 18. 2 hands are up, out swinging, right-footed ball at the back post. A great header by Foth. Clears it because there was another man behind him running in. Who's going to have a look at it. A great ball by number 2. Cal Wolberg. He is leader on the team in assists with 4 on the season. That's good for 21st in the state in assists. Shows you his capability to deliver. Service there, by far the most dangerous set piece tonight for the Ankeny Hawks.
Beautiful teasing ball that both had to get a touch. Otherwise that's in the back of the net. Here's a shot from Landon. Goes wide to the left.
Call Wahlberg again, actually.
Wahlberg.
Same guy that played that dangerous cross in, so he's showing you his skill. Ankeny growing in confidence. The Dowling referee blew us for a stoppage and is really kind of displaying some threatening hand gestures towards Jonathan Mendes. Don't know what's behind that, but he is unhappy with Jonathan Mendes. So a substitution here for Dowling Catholic. Number 5 has entered the game for number 7, Ian Gradell. So again, that is Roman Castro into the game, playing left midfielder for Ian Gradell. Gradell had a stretch there where it appeared he was playing left winger on his unusual position. He might have been playing left-sided attacking midfielder, was rotating frequently with Mendes, but now it does appear to be Neri on the left, and so a little bit less defined in identifying where the Maroons are playing with this current lineup, as they kind of had some more free-floatedness. And it's been dangerous at times. Neri wins possession, up to Molina. Mendes back to Molina. Over to Crowder. Turns the ball over. Ankeny looks to take the ball quickly upfield. There's Marquez Cedeno cuts that out nicely. And we talked about offense a lot, but Dowling's defense tonight, we mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast. Giving up 4 goals this whole season, 1 from open play. The defense has been spectacular. Ankeny's come at them a lot of balls in behind, a lot of one-on-one situations. They've dealt with it really well. And we're going to need that. I mean, if you're a midfielder for Dowling and you have that blanket behind you where if I do lose the ball,
my defense is usually going to gobble it up. That makes you feel a lot more confident. But here's a chance now. Landon with his first opportunity. He's going to get a shot off.
It's blocked by Foes, who recovers nicely after being beat initially. Good help from Owen Spratt to slow down to allow for the recovery defender, but shows the threat there from Ankeny in a one-goal game. And listen, if you're Dowling Catholic, you're not going to win every game 4-0, even though that's your average through 9 games, 8 games so far this season. So the ability to show
that turnover.
The moxie and the poise, and to see a tight game out is a good early test for them, because as competition increases, that's a good pass, and it's a shot on goal, and it's a big save from Hoover. His first real save of the game. Number 9 for the Hawks beats the guy on the sideline, plays the ball across the 6-yard line. It wasn't great contact, admittedly, from the center forward for the Ankeny Hawks, but Hoover needed to dive and make a save and got there in the end. But Ankeny's best chance of the game by far.
No question. What a save from Hudson Porter. Not the best contact on the shot, but you had wide open on the 6 with a square pass from Landon. You got to do a little better there. A really nice reaction save. Even still with the miss it, he has to go really quickly down to his right to get a hand on it. Great flick from Roman Castro, who just checked into the game. Now we've got Abarca screaming down the left sideline, cuts it back, beats 3 guys, opens some space up, goes for the switch all the way across. Now it's Mendes threatening in from the right side, takes a few touches, plays through up to the middle, looks for Sartori Fernandez, and it's defended well. It's out for a throw-in now, and we, as we look to check a few more subs into the game, maybe just take a breath here after that action. The pressure we were able to absorb there to come out of that with no goal is huge for Dowling.
Yeah, that's a close call for Dowling. I mean, the chance there for Ankeny. Decent contact on that ball across the 6-yard line. Ball's coming in a little bit hot, a little bit bouncy, but it did force a good save, but a little bit cleaner contact. That's cleanly in the back of the net and beating the goalie. We'll have a long throw in here on the right-hand side. Dowling Catholic wearing all black, going from right to left. That ball is at the near post. Flicked on straight up into the air. Ball bounces. Abarca gets his foot onto it, but harmlessly goes over the goal. We are halfway through the second half of this Iowa Boys High School soccer game. It is a primetime matchup on a Friday night. The Dowling Catholic Maroons are number 2 in the state, hosting the Ankeny Hawks, number 3 in the state. It is 1-0, 20 to play, and we are fresh off of Ankeny's most threatening stretch of the entire game, as they now have a goal kick turned into a bit of a counterattack. They are into the 18 and playing a through ball into space, but Dowling's got 6 guys behind the ball ready for that one, and now they look to build the ball back up and switch the field of attack. Fernandez playing slowly, taking a lot of touches here, finally gets it to Gradell, plays a little faster than Neri. Neri out wide to Owen. Owen in front of his own bench. Owen finds Gradell's feet. Gradell takes a touch up to Abarca. Abarca plays it back out right. Good play from Dowling here.
Great. 5, 6, 7 passes already in a row.
Up to Mendes' feet. Mendes looks for a through ball and is cleared out by number 7 again, that center back for Ankeny, who's really read the game well. Mendes looks to be very kind of advantageous into a through ball, wins a throw-in. Dowling gives the throw-in away, but wins it back. Marquez Cedeno.
He's going to look to dribble.
Forward. He's into the 18. He passes it off, but to no one really but the Ankeny defender. Ankeny trying to clear it under pressure. Ankeny trying to clear it. Better luck the second time. That ball's towards the halfway line. A battle. no whistle. Dowling wins it back. Dowling back into the attacking half, knocking it back around. Dowling looking to keep possession. Neri dribbles by a guy, finds Abarca's feet. Abarca lays it back for Mendes. Mendes lays it back for Molina. Molina beats a guy. Molina beats the second guy. Onto Mendes' shot. It is blocked. And the ball is rolling out towards the corner. It's cleared. Abarca inside the 18. Abarca top of the 18. Abarca beats the guy. Second guy is blocked. Ball bounces back down to the Gradell. Gradell out wide to Schumacher. Schumacher to Abarca. Abarca tries to beat a guy cheekily. The second defender clears it out for a throw-in. This has been good pressure from the Maroons as they are knocking back. They felt that punch on that first shot there from the Ankeny Hawks, and they are looking to counter with their own attack. But speaking of counterattack, here comes a long ball. Both intercepted easily. But again, Dowling here is showing really well for these last 3 minutes of soccer.
This is just high level. I mean, from both teams, but especially Dowling there just in that last passage of play. I mean, we strung together 10 passes in a row, won the ball back another 10 passes. We've got the ball back again. Josh Roman Castro tries to cut it. Ankeny wins it back now. But this game is really, really firing up on both sides of it. Both teams really kind of in their full flow right now, it seems. And Dowling, though, to your point, they absorbed a haymaker from Ankeny, and they came back and they said, all right, let's see what we can do. And they have just displayed some excellent team play in these last few minutes. And here we are again.
It's just the response that you want from your coach, Dowling, just showing that your ability to withstand pressure, to escape a close call, and then to turn that into positive energy on the next possession. You're happy with that response. Again, this is a veteran Dowling squad. Coach Dowling's fourth year with the squad. His senior team, well documented. We've tracked most of these players throughout their entire career, and the expectations of this team are sky high. You're seeing them average, almost a 4-0 goal difference through 8 games. Undefeated, number 2 in the state of Iowa. Many are saying, expectations are state final or bust, and you can only get to that level of soccer. If you know how to take a punch and then counter back at it, and that's what we just saw from the Maroons, albeit still 1-0, but the display there is what you want if you're the coach.
They're looking great. We talked at halftime, and I said Ankeny's going to have at least one really good chance, if not multiple, on target, especially as Landon Benj continues to get the ball, as they continue to apply pressure, turn us over. And that's exactly what we saw about 5-7 minutes ago with that clear-cut chance, and I don't think that's what the last we're going to see from Ankeny. So the focus just has to be turned up to another level. We'd love to see as many goals as possible, but I think Dowling really needs to get another goal on the score sheet here. It's going to be it's going to be very hectic in the last 15 minutes here as we are ticking down under 17 minutes to go in this ball game. It's 1-0, Dowling with the lead over the Ankeny Hawks. Now it's Gradell, right in the middle of the pitch, finds Mendes. Dowling looks to get a few passes together, look to find some space. Don't need to force anything. Mendes with some nice dribbling, and is able to spray it all the way out to the other side. Yeah.
Most high school players are playing the right back with that ball to switch the point of attack. He was able to get that ball to the right midfielder, which accelerates the rate of play. That ball is now played across the 6-yard line and called for a pass back. Called for a pass back.
That was clearly a pass back.
That was whistled. That was ruled by...
and then
by the referee to be an accidental touch, but boy, that's
got to be a free kick or something.
That looked like the defender settled it for his goalie with his foot, which obviously is against the pass back. They made that change about 20 years ago, a really positive change to the game of soccer. But you can no longer just pass it back to your keeper and have him pick it up. And that was
You can
sort of what just happened.
You could use a head, you could use a chest,
you
right?
You can't use your foot.
Yes.
For that type of surface, and so
that was clearly a pass back. But hey, you don't get every call. And then, okay, I was a little worried there. We could see a cheap penalty, but good play from the ref to wave play on there.
And if I'm the Ankeny forward there, goes looking for a penalty.
Yes,
that's the right play there for the Ankeny forward. I mean, let's be honest. There was contact. The ball's bouncing in the box. You're not going to get to it anyways. If you can get that whistle, that can be the savvy way to get a point on a road against a tough opponent like Dowling. And so,
a little bit of gamesmanship.
The referee there, called it well and said, nope, get up. But ultimately, a threatening position there. Speaking of threatening positions, Dowling's on a counterattack. Abarca's into the box, and the shot on goal is wide of the near post. Mendes played Abarca through. He just kind of kept drifting wider as he took yards in the attacking half, and it cleared it wide by the near post. But a good shot there by Henry Abarca.
And that was a really good opportunity. We had basically a 3-on-3, 3-on-2. We had it was Sartor Fernandez dribbling up the middle of the field. You knew he was going to dish it at some point. Maybe he dishes it just a bit early before it's drawing a defender. But anytime you can get Mendes in space like that, you like your chances. Great through ball for Mendes over the top. Abarca can produce magic.
Center back. He cannot be the center back. Again, that is number 7, I believe, the left center back for Ankeny, co-captain as a junior, who has consistently shut down through balls on his half of the pitch. He is playing really well tonight for Ankeny. His left back partner, also a sophomore, showing some skill too. So Ankeny's back line, young, but showing poise and a maturity in the way that they understand the game. One of the reasons why they're the number 3 team in the state.
Yeah, it's just a tough squad. I mean, they're playing a great game. They're really bringing the game to Dowling. At 1-0 here with 13 and a half minutes left to go, Dowling with a little bit of an errant pass there from Owen, had 2 options, and it was kind of right in the middle between both people. Now this is where Ankeny can cause that danger just with kind of a desperation clearance turning into offense.
Good recovery there from Owen Smiraj, who recovers back, gets his body between the opponent and the ball and draws a foul. It goes down and slows that counterattack down. Really smart play there by Owen. Allows his team to just catch a breath. Again, there are 13 minutes left in this game. It's 1-0. Things are pretty tense out there. The crowd is getting really excited. Both benches right now, look at both of these high school benches. Every single player is on their feet. People can feel the excitement. Like you've said multiple times, it's Friday Night Lights. It's 2 versus 3. It's fun out here.
I'm having a blast. This high-level soccer that we're seeing at the high school level. And there's another shot from Mendes from deep. We've actually had probably 5-6 shots from outside the box, all on target. Not any of them really threatening the goalkeeper too much, but you like to see the shots because you got to get it on target. I mean, that's what happens with Mendes' goal, right? He's outside of the box. He gets something on target. It results in a goal. And now Dowling again with some solid defense. Foth able to cut that clearance out. We've got some space now with our defenders to ping the ball around. A lot of space out to the right if they can find it. Oh, and there's that turnover, Tanner. A little bit of danger if they can see it. Ankeny.
Great recovery slide tackle by Neri.
Plays on through the foul.
Real fantastic play there by Beyond Neri, showing his strength and athleticism. Not the biggest guy in the pitch, but arguably the strongest and fiercest. I just love to see that recovery play. Reminding me a little bit of Gattuso in the midfield.
Gennaro Gattuso. Absolutely. I could see flashes of Gattuso in Neri's game. We'll take that, right? We'll take that pit bull mentality in midfield. That's exactly what we need to close this game out. Because that Ankeny is not going to give up pressure. Now, 11 and a half minutes left to go, and this half has just been wildly different from the first half, in my opinion. It's really been a lot closer, first of all. From an Ankeny perspective, what are we thinking to switch the momentum here? They got to do something now to generate some more chances with just 10 minutes left. I think now is the time.
Whether you lose 1-0 or 2-0 is the same at the end of the season. Whether you get a point on the road and the first drop of points in the number 2 team in the state, whether you go down, it's a huge difference when it comes to your momentum and confidence for the season. If I'm Ankeny, I am looking to get another player forward. I'm willing to sacrifice a bit of midfield numerical advantage. They've got this kind of 4-diamond midfield thing that really kind of allows them to play some quick combination play, but they when they get into the attacking half, the attacking third.
Oh, great step over from Crowder.
Here. Crowder
Can he
beats the guy.
finish? Oh.
Crowder unable to get on the end of it, but a cheeky kind of dummy to himself, using the momentum of the defender against the other defender as he kind of ran around him and almost got a clear shot on goal on a breakaway opportunity, but a good recovery from the Ankeny defender. But again, Ben, when Ankeny does use their numbers in that kind of the defensive third half of the field and they break the lines, they end up in a 2-on-3, 2-on-4 situation, and they just kind of play long ball.
Yep.
I'm saying, you know what? Let's play high. So when I do get that point, I've got more parity numerically in the attacking half, and I can continue my possession, or at the very least on a counterattack, it might be 3-on-3 instead of 2-on-3. And at this stage of the game, it's a chance I'm willing to take, but we're not seeing that urgency yet from the Ankeny coach.
Oh, it's a good look from Dunlap.
Oh, it's on the back post. Dowling, cutback, shot, save! A big save by the Ankeny keeper. Maybe the best shot on goal of anyone so far tonight, as Molina on the back post gets on the end of a through ball that Abarca left for him, cuts it back past the sliding defender, had it on his
Not
left
over
foot.
yet. On a near post run, almost finished off there by Mendes. Good ball.
Two good chances there, but a really
that was Bayani Neary back there.
Beautiful chance from Ray Molina that kind of hit it straight on the ground towards the keeper. But, boy, that was, for a shot off of the foot tonight, the best chance of the game for either team. Dowling's had a lot of success with their head on some set pieces. That's proven dangerous, but that was a fantastic chance tonight for Ray Molina to really maybe seal the deal with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left. Unfortunately, it remains 1-0. Ankeny has a throw in here.
You feel pretty good at 2-0 at that point. But this, Ankeny's still right in this now at 8.5. Able to avoid conceding a goal there. They're going to be feeling really good about that. And here, again, they're just, when they're inside of our half, we've talked about all night, it's a lot of direct long balls. They just need to get more bodies up. They're not going to change that approach. Get more bodies up there at some point. Yeah, you're going to concede some counterattacking opportunities, but they've been able to deal with that from Dowling so far.
Again, well in there from the center back play. I've been impressed with Ankeny's back line. I've been impressed. Oh, Foth turns the ball over. Here comes Ankeny. It's 3-on-5, though, for Ankeny. Again, they were able to successfully turn the ball over in the attacking third on a Foth back heel. Foth got a little too cute there. But instantly, they were 3 against 5 because of the way that they're lined up right now with kind of a one-high forward setup. It just isn't going to be enough. It's going to take too much luck, too much magic to capitalize. Most likely, if I'm Ankeny, I'm pushing forward a little bit higher because, boy, with 7.5 to play, 1-0, 2-0, the end of the season doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Yeah, there's nothing really for them to lose at this point, right? So throw their kitchen sink at Dowling's defense, but Dowling's still coming on strong on the attacking side of things. I mean, we've had a lot of possession inside their final third these last 5-10 minutes.
Forth, the game is starting to get Dowling a little bit more. One thing, Ankeny has only made, I think, 3 substitutions in total through the entire game. There's 7 minutes left. I don't know the Dowling number because I've lost count. I would estimate Dowling has made 14 substitutions to Ankeny's 3. So it just shows you the ability to stay fresh late in the game. And ultimately, a header at the back post, It's into the 6. It's cleared out, but a really good header by Mendes to direct that back into traffic. A little too much traffic to be a goal, but ultimately another good set piece, corner kick there from Dowling. This goes back to Mendes, left-hand side, crosses it, punch, back to, is that Hoover? Hoover to Mendes, beats the guy, left side, Mendes, left side, Foth, out of position, playing across the 18. Foth stayed up after and Foth is going to get a yellow card.
That's a good foul. That's a good foul from Foth, because that's a counterattack with him out of that play. We obviously need him back on defense.
Joshua Roman Castro in for the Maroons.
But it is.
Rightfully gets a yellow card.
Except
he comes out of the game now.
There's
That's right.
6 minutes left, and that's a 5-minute penalty. It's not my favorite part of the Iowa High School rule book to have a forced penalty. It's unusual. It's obviously not part of the higher level game, but it's a way to keep these games disciplined and safe. And I understand why it's there, but Foth, that instinct of like, all right, I'll take a foul here, and the first yellow of the game, a quick yellow here. I mean, Foth, that's his first foul of the game. That ball is, it's on the 28-yard line of the football pitch, so it's in kind of that kind of defense to third still for Ankeny. They weren't that close to breaking. They were thinking about breaking, and Foth interrupted it with a foul. But ultimately, the ref saw the strategy in that takedown and punished him accordingly.
Yeah, I say that, great foul. I love to see that until I remember that there's a 5-minute penalty.
You don't find the yellow card there with 5 minutes left.
This is the best opportunity that Ankeny's going to have tonight without Foth there. Right. Especially with a guy like Landon Benj running off the back shoulder, that last defender. With Foth shutting him down, he can beat some of these other defenders. All of our defenders are shooting solid. But Foth's the most physical, the fastest on that back line. So yeah, it really makes this last 5 minutes of the game interesting with just a 1-0 lead. And Dowling gets the foul. We hear some cheers from the home crowd to have a foul go in our direction, and Dowling's happy just to kind of take their time here to restart.
Yeah, this
play.
Restart should take 30 seconds off the clock. There's 5.5 minutes, so you're willing to trade, call it 10% of this game here for a bit of a knockdown as you just really work this clock. A little faster than I would have taken it, but still a good long ball there. Really good. Mendes has it out wide to Hoover. Hoover plays it through to Mendes. Mendes lays it off for Abarca. He opted for the layoff.
Run.
Well, I think the whole stadium thought Mendes was going to shoot.
Yes.
Mendes had a touch inside the 18, could have put it towards goal, but instead kind of laid it off behind him for Abarca, and it was intercepted. If I'm Mendes, I want that one back.
It's a great idea, and we've got an injury now.
Yeah, that clock has stopped, unfortunately.
I think that might be Abarca.
Abarca is down.
holding a leg, or?
We will take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Dowling College Soccer on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
We're back at Dowling Catholic High School here with 4 minutes left in this soccer game between Ankeny Hawks being hosted by the Dowling Catholic Maroons. The Maroons have a 1-0 lead. We just had a stoppage for an injury with our captain, Henry Abarca, able to walk off the field under his own power, limping pretty heavily, but was able to kind of loosen up. So potentially a cramp. Not quite sure on the injury there, but I think we'll be okay for for long term.
Stretch here from the trainer, which is a better sign than a wrap or an ice, which might suggest more of a tear or a sprain to a joint. And so you hope it's a cramp there. He did go down after a long run, and he's clocked a lot of minutes. I don't think Abarca has gotten a rest. But this ball's over the top. Again, Foth is out the last 5 minutes of this game. There's 4 minutes left because of a yellow card, and typically Foth wins that header. Yes. But with the new lineup here for the back line of Dowling, you're just seeing a little bit more uncertainty. And so we'll see with under 4 to play if Ankeny can capitalize on the captain for Dowling Catholic's defense, sitting on the sideline watching this after a tactical foul with a couple minutes to play. And then a turnover by Gerdell. But again, 3-on-6 here for the Hawks as that ball kind of bounces back to the goalie. That was going to be a corner kick, so he had to save it.
Good play.
Gerdell to Neri. Neri turns nicely. Neri looks to play it long. Mendes kind of by himself up top, but he wins it. Mendes is 1-on-3. Mendes beats one man. Now it's by the second, and Ankeny wins back possession. Now Ankeny playing a little bit higher, as you can see. Now they have 3 guys towards the front here. Again, there's 3 minutes to play. It's a 1-goal game. This is the matchup of the season so far. We have a substitution for Dowling as the previously injured Henry Abarca is feeling loosened up the back end. So Abarca comes back in, as well as number 18, Ethan April, I believe in his first minutes of the night. Molina comes off, and Schumacher comes off. And so April, as a defender, it appears that Coach Teeling is reinforcing his back line in absence of his captain, John Foth, and then Abarca just reinforces the entirety of the squad tonight as he slides back in the center midfielder. He played a little bit higher for a lot of the second half. He's now playing more of a center midfielder rotation. We'll see if he's got the stamina and the muscle endurance here after his cramping to run end-to-end to the center of the park. But a long kick up from the Ankeny goalie is won by Dowling, bouncing in the attacking half. Ankeny wins the second bounce. Ankeny looks to play it through. Ankeny is through. Ankeny's into the 18. Ankeny shot on goal. It's about the back post. It is inches wide of the back post. It is inches wide of the back post as a bouncing ball and a kind of header through ball was veering wide away from goal. But number 9, Benge for the Hawks.
Landon Benge.
He targeted that back post, rolled it nicely across the surface, but missed it by about 4 to 5 inches in the back post.
It was the absolute right idea. That back post was there. He just cut it a little bit too much. But again, that was one where we talked about, them being able to score a goal, get clear-cut chance. That's what we saw. Dowling really should need more goals to win this game than they do with those 2 opportunities that Ankeny's missed. But as it stands, it's 1-0. We've got the lead. It's less than 2 minutes to play. We just avoided a very serious threat from Ankeny on that last play. And now we've won a free kick with a big ball from Smerridge towards Ankeny's goal. Can Mendes shield it off?
Josiah! And it's blocked.
Josiah with the long-range effort blocked right off of his foot almost immediately. But the good news with that was that Dowling's able to win that ball back and stay in possession. We're inside Ankeny's half, far away from our own goal with 1:30 left. Nice play down the line now with Barkas deep into the corner on the far side. Kind of dribbles the ball out of bounds.
Couldn't quite keep it in bounds. It's kind of a tough angle on that through ball, but that's where you want to make a mistake if you're down. You want to make a mistake down the line, into the corner. And here comes John Foth. His 5-minute break has expired. If there will be a stoppage soon where Dowling is substitution, he will enter the game immediately. As you've seen, Ankeny have a couple different chances here. And the referee is stopping the clock for a substitution late in the game. There's 1 minute and 2 seconds left as both re-enters. And so Dowling gets its captain back to anchor its defense for the last 62 seconds of this matchup as number 5, Joshua Roman Castro, makes way for the re-entering John Foth captain.
Security blanket back in the game for Dowling. Makes you feel really good now with a minute left to go here. Ankeny's really got to find something. They clear the ball out, looking for anybody. All sorts of space for Dowling's defenders. Play out really nicely there around pressure. And now the ball goes up for throw for Ankeny. So soon can Ankeny do
40
here.
seconds left. Ankeny with some desperation in their attack, and that is whistled to be a foul for Ankeny. Neri flies in to win a header and was judged to have been knocked off his path. So a set piece here for Dowling. And if Dowling takes this within the next 10 seconds, I'll be disappointed with them. The referee stops the clock. He catches on to this and says, I'm not going to let you waste this timeout. Doesn't matter. Foth plays it 60 yards down the pitch, into play, bounces in the direction of the Ankeny goal, and you like your chances here. There's only 10 seconds left. Ankeny's entire bench urging the ball to get pushed forward. Can they make it in time? 5 seconds left. Ball is bouncing at the halfway line, out of play as the clock strikes 0-0-0. The whistle blows 3 times. Final match. Dowling Catholic Maroons 1, Ankeny Hawks 0. We have a lot to recap after a very quick commercial break. You are listening to Dowling Catholic Soccer on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Westgate